Hello. I've decided today to share some stuff that's been coming up recently. And I'll start with the theme I will talk about is manifestation. That seems to be the theme highlighted lately in the collective. I don't really do a whole lot of social media. It's very stimulating. There's a lot of energetic noise. There's a lot going on there. So I like to remain most of my time being unplugged from a lot of that. However, with that being said, yesterday I've kind of felt a little inspired to go on. And the theme lately I've been noticing is manifestation. And a lot of, you need to do it this way, you need to do it that way, you need to be on my course, you need to sign up with me to find out how to manifest. We are manifesting every single moment of every single day. We are pros at it. I mean, subconsciously. Because if we weren't manifesting this reality that we live every day, we wouldn't exist. But a lot of it is on default or subconsciously based off of our belief systems and where we are internally. So, I mean, a lot of people, if they've done the work internally and they challenge or they are curious in diving into their belief systems and changing them, their external world is going to look a lot differently. And their perception of it is going to look a lot differently than someone who doesn't. And it's all free will and it's all free choice for whoever wants to. That's besides the point. So I don't like to look at it as manifesting. I look at it as, because we already are, it's what do we want to experience, and not what do we want to experience. What does the soul want to experience? Because the soul incarnated to have an experience through the human. The soul having a human experience, not the other way around, which I think a lot of us were programmed to be a human trying to find our soul. And it's kind of ironically funny how it coming in and it ends up being flipped. But anyway, so I've had some moments where I've been really dumbfounded in not knowing what I want to experience next. And you always get to this point where what you've been putting out there has manifested, has been brought to you. And then you're like, what's next? Because we're co-creators. That's what we came here to do. We came here to constantly keep evolving and seeing our reality shift, and to know that we have the power to change our reality and to get the things that we need. So I had just moved into town, and the synchronicity led me into this house, like small town. It was crazy. And I'd been there for a while, and I ended up getting a dog and a cat. And I was like, this just isn't like right. They need to be out in the country. And I started to feel this really strong desire in wanting to move out in the country. And more so for my animals, because they need to roam free, not be on leashes, like not have the cat only let them out at night, like come and go as they please, like on the yard. And through synchronicity and right place, divine timing, right place, right time, everything unfolded, and I am here. One thing I did not realize is this whole time I thought I was manifesting this as a human, right? And I know there's a co-creative partnership between human and spirit. It's a little dance. But being here, I've gotten to a point where I was like, what's next? And I had nothing. I literally had nothing. And so I sat there kind of dumbfounded for a while. And then all of a sudden I had this thought that's asked, what does the soul want to experience through me? What do you want to experience through me? Like, maybe it doesn't have to be this hard. Maybe I don't have to try and think and try and come up with these things, or write down in a journal, or write down all these things that on my bucket list of manifestation. Like, it's exhausting. It's exhausting. Like, constantly feeling the pressure to, you need to manifest bigger, manifest. It's just so exhausting. And half of it is materialistic things. A lot of people are manifesting from the ego, needing these materialistic, superficial things to fill a void, and thinking that once they obtain it, that they will be happy, which is, in my words, another form of, like, it's instant gratification, which doesn't last very long. Anyway, so I had this question asking the soul what it wants to experience, and at that moment when I did that, it felt like a weight just lifted off of me, completely lifted off of me. I realized at that moment it was never up to the human to decide. It has always been the soul. And all those times that I had believed and thought that I was manifesting all these things, and when the desires and all these things came in, it was the soul showing me what it wanted to experience. And so it really opened my eyes into realizing it doesn't have to be that hard. It really doesn't. And it's having that conversation with your soul, having that conversation to get to know better what it actually is that you're here for, and what your soul wants to experience. And shortly, a week or so afterwards, I started getting more insight and more things that kind of came to me, like when I was being shown about wanting to live in the country and the feeling of it, and I was being shown more spontaneous adventure and a desire to be closer to kind of like my soul sisters, a desire to be closer to people I resonate more with. And that makes a lot of sense for a lot of things that are kind of shifting and going on within myself and the world lately. So all of that kind of made sense. And at the time, I wasn't really 100% sure what I was getting that was coming in, because it came in pretty strong and pretty fast. And it was just wonderful. It felt like both of those things felt wonderful. And I had asked what that was about, and it flashed to me sitting in the chair, asking, what does my soul want to experience? So it was showing me, it's like, you asked, now you receive. And I think we make it so complicated, and humans just make it so difficult, and there's so much energetic chatter and noise in this world about how to manifest and how to do this, and it's so overwhelming. It's so overwhelming. It doesn't need to be like that. It really doesn't. Your soul is actually communicating with you, and it's just super, super simple. Very simple. So that's kind of what I wanted to share today, and I hope wherever you are that this finds you if it needs to, and that you're gonna have a beautiful day.